Okay, that's good. And you don't have anything else aside from music at the moment?
Yes, I'm a writer. I'm writing a book with little sketches based on sort of technical performances, like rewriting one story without using several letters of the alphabet.
What do you mean?
For example, yes, but for
fairy tales?
Yes, for example, or just the tales by Jean de La Fontaine. I don't know if that's very famous in America. The story of the fox and the raven. And no, well, it's the same story told over and over.
The rabbit and the turtle, you know?
The rabbit and the... Wait, is this when the turtle fell asleep? And the rabbit beat him?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's the...
No! No!
That would be something. The turtle falls asleep and the rabbit...
No,
But it's this one for it.
Oh, wait, so you're going to write fairy tales?
And so, no, I'm writing the same story, but for example, I decide for one go not to use the letter E and the letter A, for example. And things like that.
Only the other letters of the alphabet.
But then what if no
For
one...
example, I have already written tons of sketches I take the first and the last name of a person, and I only use these letters to write a story about the life of that person. And these are things that I've been doing all my life. And I thought this has no value, it's just a game. But I have two friends who are writers who have already books on the market, and who one day they read what I was writing, and they told me, we want that to be put in a book. So keep on writing that. And so I have an editor, and he's going to bring that on the market.
So people are actually reading this and stuff?
Yes, and they find it funny because, of course, when you read the sketch like that, it's generally never more than one page. But yeah, it's a story, and you don't realize what are the restraints behind it. But actually, when they see what are the rules, for example, always having the same vowels following each other in the same order, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, and nothing else, then, I mean, they're quite amazed about that it's possible to write like that in French.
How can we get, like, a sample of it? Is it available? Like in America,
yes.
how would someone...
Yes, but it's French, and it means it won't tell you a lot. It won't... but it's something that to write one page, it takes me generally 3 to 4 weeks of intensive work. But it's a sort of technical game, and I was really surprised that people were interested in that.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. Oh, that was a loud sound check there. There was the music video that I really liked called Tragedy for You. It's actually old. It's like about more than 10 years ago. It's about this, I think the lead singer was Richard.
Yes.
He was putting these carrots and celeries into the shopping cart and wheeling it across the desert, and then there was this fat lady in front of him. Yeah. Who came up with that?
It's Anton Corbijn. It's the guy who does the videos for Depeche Mode and who did some for U2 and he's a big photographer. And he did the video of Headhunter for us. That was the first time we worked together, and it was so nice. He's Dutch, so it's just a country next to Belgium, and he speaks Dutch, and we do also. We told him, Anton, you make the video for Headhunter, but you don't tell us your plans. I mean, you tell us where you want us to stand and you shoot, but you don't tell us anything more.
Wait, you mean he just told him push the cart and I'm not going to tell you what you're doing, just push it?
More or less it was like that, yes, because we wanted to leave him the total... for us, that's one of our favorite artists in graphic art, so we let him the total control of the whole process. So it's...
I was just talking to him about that video, Tragedy for You, that music video. I really liked that one. I thought it was very funny.
With the big lady.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the best videos I've ever seen in general for like music. Well, I like, fun stuff, and I think that's a very good video. I hope I could play that on my show. But I mean, did you like it?
Yeah, I think it's funny. It's made by a Dutch director, and he's got a very great sense of humor. I think it's also nice to demystify the usual electronic music guys who are supposed to be like those stuff-heavy leather jacket people who are never happy and think about the end of the world every day. So it's cool.
He didn't look happy pushing that cart.
No, but he's kind of a slave of that woman, so it's kind of the other way around. So it's cool to demystify. Oh, I liked it too.
Yeah, I mean, I went to that Anton's website, actually. I saw some self-portraits of him. He had his, like, bones sticking out. I don't know why he took a self-portrait of him like that. But he did. Anyway. Okay, and, oh, and also I heard something that, you know, you guys were also on Sony, I think, like a pretty major record label. I think it's kind of good that you didn't stay with it because of the creative control that you weren't given. Not many people do that. They always, you know, bow down to the corporate man.
Yeah, it comes back to what we were saying. It's very often in our career we just take risk to do something different, just to not get boring. I mean, with Sony, they expected us kind of to become the new Depeche Mode or something like that. There was no way we're gonna do that kind of music.
I mean, you have to like wear like fancy clothes too, and like the whole thing.
Yeah, they were pushing for the lyrics to be in the front with like more melodies and stuff like that. Try to make songs, you know, things for the radio and stuff like that. There's a whole recipe that is still used as today. I mean, if you really want to make an artist big, you take like a cute guy, a cute girl, good lyrics, a good arrangement. It's a recipe like a soup.
Yeah.
If you put a little bit of promotion, you have one chance on tour, it's going to work.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's important for us to keep integrity. So
that is
who we are and what we do. And that's why we started with music. So we didn't want to be swallowed by the industry.
Then you wouldn't be front to photo, you'll just be fronting Depeche Mode.
Exactly.
Okay, silly. Okay, but do you think you're ever going to be completely independent from any record label, like sell through your website only, or just not rely on anybody? You're on Metropolis.
That's already the way we work, except for the distribution. But I mean, on an artistical point of view, we do all the music in our studio. There is no one else interfering in the process. We do all our graphics. But at one point, you know, it's that would be too much work just to also to distribute and to promote it by ourselves. So for that, we still need a record company. But I mean, we just call them when we're finished and we tell them, hey guys, the products are there, everything is there. Okay, so now go out with that, and that's it. I mean, they don't tell us anything about you should write your music more like this or make your sleeves, your covers like that, whatever. We do everything from A to Z.
Okay. So that's good then. But then how do you do like press releases and so on? Are you getting a lot of press coverage? Are they good at advertising you?
We don't have, basically, based on our name, there's already journalists who want to know about the album.
But in America, I don't. You never see anything about Fun 242 in America.
No, it's because we don't. It's not a market that is. It's not worth it to pull a huge press campaign on the Fun 242 album because it's very limited sales.
Oh.
You know.
You know it or you don't.
Yeah, either you pay for like 20 publicists to do it and you spend a hell of a lot of money, or you tour. You have different options, or you start like with a website, or there's a lot of underground ways of doing things. For instance, we are on a small label called Alpha Matrix in Europe, and they have a lot of links with magazines like Sidelines. They sell a lot online. They have huge databases. So just by working online with Geography, we sold like 8,000 copies only online. Just people knowing, because the underground scene is a scene that is very curious of what people are doing. They look for the artists. Whereas if you want to go mainstream, you're gonna spend millions, and you might not touch that many people.
Well, that's true.
It's not at the same time, From 242 is not really a product that you can impose to common people.
Common as opposed to the uncommon.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
The commoners don't like Fun 242. Well, that's a good way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
The commoners don't like my show either.
No, probably not. So if you're special, do you like it? No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Easy. Demagogy.
Also, what kind of fans do you guys normally meet? Like, do you get any annoying fans?
Sometimes they're annoying, but generally they're nice. And we try to be open to them, but it's not always possible.
What is so, like, you know, bad about them that you don't feel like being open to them? They're, like, annoying, screaming, Jean,
No.
Coco.
Yeah, no, not really like that. But when they catch you somewhere, after they just won't let you go. I mean,
catch them.
When when we go after a concert or in a club or whatever, they start talking, and they never stop, and they don't want you to leave. And so sometimes that's the only problem we have.
They start to speak about technology, for instance. I mean, you go to a club, you want to have fun. I mean, I speak to those people because most are nice, but when you have a guy all evening, like, speaking about, yes, I'm using an SR 223 and I want to put it in sequence, and do you have a hint about how to do this? It's all technology. You're in a club, there's music, you want to have fun, and you have that guy, like, sticking on you, like, with all his, like, his studio problem. So that, for example, is not easy. But we're never rude.
Oh, but it's the price of fame. In your, I mean.
Yeah, but you can have it if you want it, because it's really it is in a way, and we're okay about it.
Okay.
We say to the guy, okay, yeah, you do this or that, but I can't speak about that all evening. I mean, I'm immersed into music like all year long, so sometimes you just want to have simple feelings, simple human feelings,
As opposed to the machine feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
you just want to have a drink and cool down.
Alright, well that sounds good. Is it true that you, I heard something where you punched out some fan long ago who was doing a Hitler salute? Or do they do that?
No, yeah, we had that once or twice in France. We had real Nazi people.
What country was this?
In France, in the northeast of France, and the two first rows were really Nazis. And they were doing the German salute, and we were really pissed. But we stopped playing for a few minutes, and then we started again, because at that time we didn't really know what to do.
Oh. So I guess the Nazis were disappointed.
I guess they were. Yeah.
Since you stopped playing.
These people, sometimes
they just associate you with the wrong thing,
yeah.
so it gets to be...
Because we have very martial way of presenting ourselves musically, and so very tough like that.
Well, you're called man, so...
It's man, I mean, yeah, I know. I mean, it's male. I mean, now I don't want to hide it. I mean, it's not macho, but it's...
Oh, you want to show
Yeah. So I guess they associate that to a sort of like really macho feeling or war feeling or something more
and then that's how you get
extreme.
labeled.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But really by a very, very small percentage.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.